You know, with Trump.
Yeah, I fuck with Trump. I don't know what everybody got against him.
Yo, he was making the breadwinners, you heard?
I'm a Democrat too, but we Trump.
We need Trump back in office right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I with Trump, to be honest with you, bro, for real, Trump really did this. And I like him because he's about money. It wasn't about no politics. He wanted to make America great again. Through Trump.
That boy Trump be making sure get they bread. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking Trump for life. Trump for life. I ain't gonna lie.
Love Donald Trump. Trump wanted us to get off our and get some money. Trump 2024.
It's the truth. He made everybody hold a piece of money, you know what I mean?
Trump really up ballers. So Trump running it how it's supposed to be ran. And people just can't take it. And he putting out facts in front of the people. He ain't lying to the people. People just don't want to accept the truth.
Trump, man, we rocking with you. Love you, Trump. My dog. Uncle T, what's up?
Trump put the money in our pocket.
Trump had the country on a better path as far as economically.
He put America first, so it makes sense. I like someone who like to place people first.
Trump 2024, my brother.
They know they can't get him for none of the real shit. We get it, gang.
I ain't used to like that, but now, bro, I realize that he meant well for the country. Bro. We need that back. Free Trump. Trump 2024.
They tricked y'all dumb to get Trump out the chair, and now look how that shit done backfired on y'all dumb ass. Trump got my back. Trump for life.
Donald Trump. He showed us love. And he didn't stop. 2024 Trump. Trump 2024. We're from Baltimore.
I ain't gonna lie. Trump, my mother, dog.
As much as they talk about Trump, he's probably the best thing for America right now, no cap. Really.
Trump. My man Trump, he's gangsta. I like him. I love him. Make America great again. Let's go.
Trump 2024, Trump 2028, Trump 2032. Man, listen, Trump for life.
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, if you've been paying attention to the political sphere over the last few days, you've seen that Joe Biden won the South Carolina primary. Well, we could have predicted that. Anybody could have predicted that. He's the sitting president. South Carolina got a bunch of old black Democrats who do what they're told, sitting on the plantation, subject to Uncle Fish Fry, Jim Clyburn, who tells them what to do, when to do it, and for some strange reason, in one of the poorest districts in the nation, they do whatever he says. It was interesting for folks of us who follow this kind of stuff. It was interesting to see that Biden swept through South Carolina. And they were promoting it on TV and social media and saying, well, 97% of the vote went to Joe Biden. But what they failed to say in all of these news reports, collectively, what they failed to say is that only 4% of the electorate showed up to vote in the primary. Y'all, only 4%. These folks stayed at home. They didn't even come out for Joe Biden. So he got 97% of the 4% that showed up in South Carolina. And if you've seen the video, Joe Biden didn't even show up to South Carolina to accept his nomination in that state. Pretty embarrassing, but you know who was there? Uncle Fish Fry. James Clyburn was there on behalf of Joe Biden. And he held up his phone to the mic and said, oh, I got Joe Biden on the phone, y'all. He ain't gonna show up here. He ain't gonna show y'all enough respect to show up in your state. But he'll call in. Joe Biden phoned it in. And that may be why he only got a 4% turnout in that state. Wait till y'all see what Donald Trump does in the state of South Carolina. But here we are finding ourselves in a position where the old heads are pitted against the young heads. Now, people like me in the 40 club, we find ourselves in a position right in the middle. But we're not a part of the young heads. We're not a part of the old heads. I don't know what you call us. The middle-aged heads? But that's why I'm a registered independent. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I think for myself. And you find yourself in a position in 2024 where folks like me middle-aged black men, professionals with multiple college degrees who own businesses are left to fend for ourselves. And that's okay. That's how we like it, because we're prepared for that fight. But these old heads can't understand why people like me think the way we think. And it's easy for me to understand it. It's easy for people like me to understand it. We are economically focused. We understand. And it's interesting when you look at videos that are trending on the internet of young black males who are siding with Trump, even though they may not articulate it in the way you like, even though they may not look the way you would like them to present optically, they understand that economics are important. They understand that economic power is black power. I need you to feel their heart. I need you to look through their linguistic cadence and really seek to understand what they're saying. They're saying, with Trump, we had money. With Trump, things were better for us financially. Whether you a street dude with some strange hairstyle that looks like roadkill on top of your head, whether you were an educated man, a lawyer, doctor, businessman, they're all presenting the same message, even if they present it in different ways. The message is economics are important. I came across this video on the Daily Caller. It says, with Trump, we had money. With Trump, we had money. What these black voters told MSNBC could spell bad news for Biden. Yeah, it's bad news for Biden. Let's take a look at this story and see what's going on here. A MSNBC reporter went to a barber shop in South Carolina where Joe Biden just won the primary now. Remember that. But he sat down with barbers. And we've seen this narrative before. Everybody want to sit in the barber shop and get an understanding of what's going on in the community, because the barbers are at the center of what's happening amongst black folks, amongst black men, and some lesbians that go in there to get their fade tightened up. But aside from that, you got street dudes that go to the barber shop. You got intellectuals that go to the barber shop. You got business owners that go to the barber shop. You got preachers. Every male in the black community of all stripes go to the barber shop. Everybody got to get tightened up once in a while. So the barbers are great people to ask what's going on in the community, because they are in touch with black males. They have conversations. When folks sit in that chair, the D-boys sit in the same chair as the entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs sit in the same chairs as the doctors. Doctors sit in the same chairs as the lawyers. We understand. Barbers know what's up. So this story says, let me get in here. A group of black male voters explained the allure of former President Donald Trump in comparison to President Biden during an MSNBC barbershop interview in South Carolina aired on Friday. This is recent, y'all. This just happened. MSNBC's Tremaine Lee, flaming liberal Tremaine Lee, asked about the factors behind Trump's attractiveness to black Americans. And two voters promptly responded, money. And this is why I tell y'all on this channel, look, don't be focused on what them Democrats are throwing at you and what they tell you you're supposed to be and what your parents were and what your grandparents were, and that you have to hold the line because that's your family tradition. Nah, we done with all that. It's about money. Economic empowerment is black empowerment. I need you to get your money right, so that you can get your family right, so that you can get your social position right, so that you can contribute to the community. You can pour back into the generation coming behind you, because you got your situation set up and secure. The group of voters emphasized Trump's status as a businessman and compared his economic track record as president to Biden's, as well as indicating their preference for the former president's personality. Y'all remember, y'all may not be old enough, but if you're old as me, you remember when Trump used to be popular in the black community. Jesse Jackson went to Trump, loved him. Al Sharpton went to Trump, loved him. All kind of black politicians went to Trump begging for money, and he can name names. And these folks in the black community used to come to him for his blessing and for that check to support their political campaigns. Trump was popular amongst black folks. He said even Oprah was his friend, and when he ran for president, all of a sudden things changed. We understand why. Check out the story of what these brothers is talking about in this barbershop.
Steve, thank you very much. And those are the numbers heading into the primary. We're going to see where they are heading out of the primary tomorrow night, specifically where black men stand, because on paper, former President Trump has been luring some of them away. Joining us now from Charleston, South Carolina, is MSNBC correspondent Tremaine Lee. Tremaine, you've had a lot of conversations down there. What have these folks been telling you?
That's right, Katie. I've been all around the country in recent years engaging with black voters, and this is one of the first times here down South Carolina where black male voters in particular seem to be, or at least they're more vocal about exploring their options. Obviously, black voters have been very consistent in voting for Democrats, but there are a number of issues that have black men, especially, again, considering their choices. Let's hear a little bit from what I heard. There is some appeal there for some black men with Trump. What is it?
Money. Yeah. I mean, Donald Trump has a reputation of being the money man. So
beyond the projection of a businessman, what is that is appealing for so many black people, black men especially?
I just think that Donald Trump, in spite of all the craziness he may have in his head, reading some of the things that he talks about with business, I can kind of agree with as far as business-wise, because I'm trying to grow my business. As far as Biden, I haven't seen Biden really care about business like that, and my concern is having my business so that I can build generational wealth, so my kids can see and have something to take upon when I'm not here.
A lot of people admire the persona, and they want to be him. They want to enjoy the perks that he has. He seems to always be able to circumvent the rules.
I think there's a lot of, generationally speaking, I think there's probably some familiarity with what he used to be.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know why people are riding for Trump like that.
You're hearing that too. That there are some people in your orbit who are either voting for Donald Trump or considering it.
For sure, a lot of my friends are obviously my age, so we're a little younger. We've only voted once, for a president, and Trump is kind of all we know, and they're kind of Trump and Biden. They're like, well, we were broke with Biden. We weren't with Trump. And that's kind of the only thing that I'm hearing over and over again is that, well, Trump, we had money. Well, okay.
The article continues, quote, Donald Trump, in spite of all the craziness he may have in his head, reading some of the things that he talks about with business, I can kind of agree with as far as business-wise. A voter named Thomas Murray said, quote, I'm trying to grow my business. As far as Biden, I haven't seen Biden really care about business like that. And my concern is having my business so that I can grow generational wealth so my kids can see and have something to take upon when I'm not here, end quote. Well, I'm happy to see that brothers are thinking in the form of generational wealth and what the future may hold for their children. These are brothers who are thinking in the right direction. These are brothers who are trying to build. These are brothers who are entrepreneurial minded, who are trying to set their families up. I ain't mad at that. These are the messages that I try to teach to young black males. I need you to be entrepreneurial minded so that you can establish something and grow it and build it day by day, step by step, so that it will set your family up to live a prosperous life. But here we are, we find ourselves in a situation where they pulling out the old heads, the Uncle Fish Fry Clyburns and the Maxine Waters to come out and attack these young folks who have new ideas, who are not beholden to the old platforms and the old plantations. We ain't falling for it. Look at what Auntie Maxine had to say on MSNBC recently. Check this out, y'all.
President Biden has been campaigning this weekend in South Carolina, shoring up support among black voters. Recent polls show black support for the president is softening. Why?
Well, first of all, I think that, Trump and the Republicans have been doing everything that they can to get the people of this country to believe that, to get others to believe that he's losing the black vote. I don't buy it yet. I don't know which polls are the ones that are leading this argument, but I think we have some work to do to make sure that blacks are being told that they're attempting to use us. They're attempting to divide us. They're attempting to use you to say that you're going to be responsible for helping to get Trump get elected. All right, let's deal with this. We're going to have to be very, very frontal with this in talking with other blacks. We're talking with black men that they're claiming, are not happy with Biden. What else can Biden do? First of all, I love him simply because he nominated a black woman to sit on the Supreme Court of America. It had never been done by anybody before. And so he said he was going to do it. He did it. He said that he was going to not only respond to the pandemic in ways that would get us tested and get us what we need that was missing in the black communities. He's done that. He said that he was going to deal with the climate. He's done that. He said he was going to deal with equality and equal justice. And as I look at the infrastructure bill and I look at the Inflation Reduction Act, I see where there are opportunities for contracts and jobs that are being created because Biden has done everything that he said he would do.
Now, y'all, you can see that Maxine Waters from my state of California is clearly out here raccoon-splaining for Joe Biden and trying to make up some accolades of things he has achieved. Black folks don't care nothing about no climate. Black folks don't care nothing about what Maxine Waters talking about. She making up stuff. Them Asians got a Asian crime bill. You remember those videos, y'all, where they tried to portray that black folks was targeting Asians all over the country? You don't see those no more because that was a campaign that was aimed at getting that bill passed and put towards the president's desk where he could sign it. An Asian crime bill. Black folks ain't tripping off Asians. But you don't see those videos no more. Why? Because they got what they intended to get. The crime bill got passed. Black folks ain't got no crime bill. Black folks ain't got nothing. Kamala Harris said she wasn't going to do nothing specifically for black folks. And did she lie? No. She ain't did nothing for black folks. And don't sit up and try to say that Ketanji Brown Jackson is a gift to black folks. We didn't ask for that. Some flaming liberal who can't even say what a woman is. We didn't ask for that. Some token hire. What does Ketanji Brown Jackson mean to the black community? Nothing. An embarrassment. Don't mean nothing to us. That's not a gift to the black community. I understand if you wanted to put a black woman there, but you could have found the highest qualified black woman out there. and just hired her based on qualifications and let her skin color be secondary, tertiary. Don't sit up and say you're going to hire a black woman just because she's black and a woman and she get up there and can't even tell you what a woman is. Man, sit down. This is a mess. We're not impressed by it. And we sit here and see in these videos that you allow Joe Biden to get up and speak in your church. What is he going to tell us over the pulpit? He didn't even bother to show up in South Carolina to accept his primary win because he can't accept it. Because he understands and his team understands exactly what young black males understand, that Joe Biden is not equipped, he is not capable, he is not able to run this nation. And the fact that he has left this border wide open to allow these folks to come into this country as invaders, as illegal aliens, man, we ain't supporting that. Middle-aged folks like myself, the young heads, we reject everything put forth by these old heads like Maxine Waters and Jim Fish Fry Clyburn. We reject it. That's why in South Carolina, you got a 4% turnout of the electorate. And it will continue to fall short across this nation. And we will continue to support President 45, soon to be President 47, because we understand that economic empowerment is black empowerment. Yo, what do you think about this topic? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time. Peace.